Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 37. And that city like unto Babylon shall become heaps. His dwelling place were dragons, and astonishment, and a hissing without an inhabitant. They shall roar together like lions, they shall yell as lions whelp. In their heat will I make their feast, and I will make them drunken, that they may rejoice, and sleep a perpetual sleep, and not awake, saith the Lord. I will bring them down like lambs to the slaughter, like rams with he-goats. How is Sishash taken, and how is the praise of the whole earth surprised? How is that city like unto Babylon become an astonishment among all the nations? The sea is come up upon Babylon, she is covered with the multitude of the waves thereof. Her cities are a desolation, a dry land and a wilderness, a land where no man dwells, neither does any son of man pass thereby. And I will punish Baal in Babylon, and I will bring forth out of his mouth that which he has swallowed up. The nations shall not flow together any more into him. Yes, the wall of Babylon shall fall. My people, go you out of the midst of her, and deliver you every man his soul from the fierce anger of the Lord. And lest your heart faint, and you fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land. The rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that in another year shall come a rumor, and violence in the land, ruler against ruler. Therefore, behold, the days come that I will do judgment upon the graven images of Babylon, and her whole land shall be confounded, and all her slain shall fall in the midst of her. Then the heaven and the earth, and all that is therein, shall sing for that city like unto Babylon, for the spoilers shall come unto her from the north, saith the Lord. As Babylon has caused the slain of Israel and the earth to fall, so that Babylon shall fall, the slain of all the earth. You have escaped, you that have escaped the destroying weapon, go away, stand not still, remember the Lord afar off, and let the earth and Jerusalem come into your mind. We are confounded, because we have heard reproach. Shame has covered our faces, for strangers will come into the sanctuary of the Lord's house. Wherefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will do judgment upon her graven images, and through all her land the wounded shall groan. Though Babylon should mount up to heaven, and though she should fortify the height of her strength, yet for me shall spoilers come unto her, saith the Lord. A sound of a cry comes from that city like unto Babylon, and great destruction from the land of the Chaldeans. Because the Lord has spoiled Babylon, and destroyed out of her the great voice, when her waves do roar like great waters, when noise of their voice is uttered. Because the spoiler is come upon her, even upon that city like unto Babylon, and her mighty men are taken, every one of their destroying weapons is broken, for the Lord God of recompenses shall surely requite. And I will make drunk the princes, governors, and rulers, and her wise men, her captains, and her mighty men, and they shall sleep a perpetual sleep, and not awake, saith the King, whose name is the Lord of hosts. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the broad walls of that city like unto Babylon shall be utterly broken, and her high gates and great tall buildings shall be burned with fire, and the people shall labor in vain, and the folk in the fire, and they shall be tired and weary. Then thou say, O Lord, thou hast spoken against this place to cut it off, that none shall remain in it, neither man nor beast, but that it shall be desolate forever. And it shall be, when thou hast made an end of reading this book, that thou shalt bind a stone to it, and cast it into the midst of the river Euphrates. And thou shalt say, thus shall Babylon sink, and shall not rise from the evil which I will bring upon her, and they shall be weary and tired. Thus far are the words of Jeremiah. For in 1 hour so great riches has come to nothing, and every shipmaster, and all the company in ships, and sailors, and as many as trade by the sea, stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of it burning, saying, what city is like unto this great, great city? Number 9. And they cast dust on their heads, and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great, great city, wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea, by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and your holy apostles and prophets, for God has avenged you on her. The mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city like unto Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. And the voice of harpers, and guitarists, and musicians, and pipers, and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee. And no craftsman, or whatsoever craft you be, shall be found any more in thee. And the sound of a millstone, the machinery, shall be heard no more at all in thee. The light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee. And the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants, for the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. And in her was found the blood of prophets, and of saints, and of all that were slain upon the earth. And after these things I heard a great voice of much peoples in heaven, saying, Hallelujah! Salvation and glory and honor and power unto the Lord our God. For true and righteous are his judgments, for he has judged the great whore, which did corrupt the earth with her fornication, and has avenged the blood of his servants at her hand. And again they said, Hallelujah! And her smoke goes up forever and ever. Thank you, Jesus Christ the Lord. Our Father. Amen.